Hello, my friends. Hello, my life warriors, wherever you are in the world. Yes. Oh, I hope you are having a great day, whatever you're doing on our lockdown period. Today's podcast number 25, I believe, is with Kay Griffin. Met this young lady for a couple years back. Back when I was living in Cambridge with my lady when she was doing an MBA. She is one of the most warm, crazy individuals you'll ever meet. And now she's living out in Vegas. She works currently now in F45. And we basically had a discussion about how she helps with people's training, what she's been doing over in Vegas, and how things have changed for her. And now that she is American resident now, and yeah, enjoying life out in the sunshine. Anyway, enjoy the podcast. Let me know what you think, and yes, have an awesome day. Yes, please stay well, stay safe, and be awesome. Peace. Haha. Okay. Hello, my friends. Hello, my life warriors, wherever you are in the world. This is episode 25 of the Day In, Day Out podcast. Today, I am privileged, honored to have a friend from back in the day in Cambridge. Well, like for a couple of years. Yes, Kendra Grayson, or Kendra Griffin. No, Carson or Griffin. I've got that wrong, but yes, she is a proud owner of her Instagram, Kay's Fitness Journal. She's been doing this for a number of years, and yes, we're just going to talk about how she's got herself over in America and all that time for jazz. How are you today, my friend?
What's up, guys? Thank you for having me. I'm doing good today. I live in Las Vegas right now and the sun is shining, so gotta be thankful and happy for that sunshine during quarantine.
You know what? Yes, you know what? I would, if this was about 3 weeks ago, I would be sitting here with a realm of envy, just basically looking out at a sort of overcast London with rain here and there. I'm like, yeah, you've gone to a nice place where you've got sunshine all year round. I'm not envious. I'm not jealous. I promise.
Yeah, I feel super fortunate. But my mum did say that it was sunny in England today. So, yeah.
Yes, you know what? I'm going to raise the roof for that. Yes. You know what? When we first met, it was, put it this way, it was a cold winter's day in, how can I say, pure gym early in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
I was just working out and there, turned around, there you were with a big smile on your face, hey, can I use that piece of equipment? And yeah, it sort of just started from there. Yeah, I've got to say, one of the qualities you have, which I do admire, is for whatever reason, you like my friend Ed, you know how to sort of basically hit it off with people pretty much instantly. You bring that sort of vibe of yeah, I'm in the gym having a good time. How about you guys? Come on, let's do this. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, when I first met you, you started in a 26 cycle for a competition. What was that competition about?
Oh, yeah, I was. Yes, I used to compete, guys. Woo! So I was competing for a number of shows. I did female bodybuilding, bikini category. So I was training to do a PCA show, a two bro show, a pure elite show, and there was a fourth one because I made the final for PCA. But yeah, I was on a competition prep after previously bulking for a good year. It was time to shred down.
I see. What is a tuberose show? Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yeah, so that's the name of the federations of the show. Two Bros is, I believe, American, that they have brought over to England. So in America, they call it like NPC or IFBB kind of, and then they have brought it to England, and I think the people who brought it to England are two bros. I was never 100% sure on that, so no one quote me here. I don't know the 100% facts, but that was like my understanding. Because out here, two bros doesn't exist. It's NPC or IFBB.
Right. So are you still competing in the United States at this present time, or is it a case of you're not doing that right now?
I am not competing anymore. I'm done.
You're done. You're done. Right.
You did.
Yeah, with that, you did help a number of different people with their sort of training programs to help them compete as well as basically, excuse me, getting a little bit tongue-tied, as well as you working in Addenbrooke's hospital at the time. What was some of the challenges you found as a trainer?
Yeah, so I mostly focused on posing. So I mostly did pose coaching, but I did help people as well with their nutrition and training, but I wasn't specifically their coach. As I was working long days at the hospital. So this is where it comes in of what I found a challenge. I started work at 7:30 in the morning, kind of finished around 7 at night. So that's a really long day. I worked as an orthopedic scrub nurse.
Right.
So I also I worked in a lot of trauma operating theaters. So a lot of adrenaline rushes, running around. It did exhaust me quite a lot. So kind of keeping the energy going and keeping consistent and dedicated and organizing my life outside of that was a challenge. But if you want something, you will make time for it and you will get it done. So this is what I did.
Yeah, like this, like this is the thing. With that, working from 7 in the morning to 7 at night, how could you manage to fit your training in on a day like that? Because I know people which are like, yeah, I've had a long day at work. I've worked 9 to 5 and I can't get training in, or I can't get up too early. How did you manage to get that in? Because what you're doing as a job is quite challenging, and training at the same time.
Yeah, this is how I met you. So I started going to the gym at the crack of dawn at an unknown time. I didn't even know I didn't know I could wake up at. But yeah, thankfully I had a Pure gym across the street from my house, 24-hour gym, getting my butt in there at 3:30 in the morning, getting it done first thing. Therefore, I cannot make any excuses because I'm doing it as soon as I get up, saying hey to me while I'm having a good time, having some jokes, starting up the day with the endorphins, and then getting into work. So then I wouldn't ever be able to use the excuse, I'm too tired from work, because I already did it.
It's like 3:30 in the morning. Don't say that to too many people, because like some of my friends already think I'm a little bit crazy for going to the gym early in the morning. So
Yeah,
you know,
heard that before.
With regards to pose coaching, I have an idea, a vague sort of idea of what poses like you girls got to do when you're doing bikini, but what does that entail, say?
Yeah, so there's a lot more to it than what people think. Even competitors themselves will put all this effort into their training to make themselves look great when they don't realize that the posing is the showcasing, and it could be the difference between coming in first or even third or not even being noticed. So basically what it is doing is allowing you to showcase your best aspects whilst maybe not hiding, but contorting yourself so that maybe if you have a weak area, you can kind of like hide it a little bit and kind of be like, hey, look at these lats I have. But maybe my quads aren't so great, so I'm going to stand like this so you can't see that my quads aren't that great, but I'm great. Also, it's a way of showing your personality. When you get on there, you want everyone to be looking at you or the judges to be looking at you. So you need to create charisma. You need to be in the zone the entire time you're on the stage, And even when you're in the background, you need to be showcasing your good bits, because people forget that when they're in the back, they're still being judged. So it's all about finding out what are your strong points, finding the best poses to showcase those good aspects. And then also, you wouldn't use a pose that would maybe show off that you do have weak quads or weak glutes. I'm not saying they look bad. Obviously, you're not going to compete if you know look good. But if someone else could have ones that are stronger, you're not going to stand next to them and showcase something that they may showcase better than you. So it's all about knowing your strengths, your weaknesses, what to showcase, what to kind of contort out a little bit, how to walk, create charisma, and be the center of stage, because there is no point working that hard to not even be noticed.
No,
show off all that hard work. So
absolutely, because like you did mention, like you were bulking up for a year, and you would basically come, like you would, when we first met, you started your program to start stripping down. Like, what would you say is the harder aspect, like the most challenging thing about training for you? Is it the diet, or is it the actual getting down to the nitty-gritty and lifting the weights?
I think that depends on the person. Personally, for me, it is diet. However, when I'm in a zone and I want something, I can pretty much focus everything on it and keep myself on track. I personally don't find it difficult to work out ever. I think I'm maybe addicted to work now. So I could work out all day. It's something it's been consistent with me for a number of years. So that I don't find difficult at all. But diet is the hardest part, especially to be around people that maybe don't understand that you're competing and they're waving food in your face. When you get to that point where you have low energy as well and you're kind of dying inside, someone makes a comment like, you can't even have one, you just want to punch them in the throat.
I see.
It makes it a little bit moody.
Well, I'm glad you got no charges in the UK right now, but that's another story.
Yeah, so the dieting's the hardest part, especially when you have low energy. And then I guess working out on low energy, it can make you emotional as well.
I have seen you a couple of times in the gym where you have this intensive stare of, how can I say, not so much anger, more like a psychotic stare where if you don't get out of your way, you will kill them. But it's like,
yeah, most people towards the end of prep, just leave them alone. They want to get in and get out. It's not personal. They just want to do their thing and leave and die on the couch.
Like, there you go. You're like, leave me alone. Let me relax. Just like, I've lifted this heavy weight. Now get out of my way. End of story. Yeah. So, so when you were doing your prep, when I first met you, you changed, you left your job and you started doing your personal training. Was that correct? Or was that wrong about that?
Yeah, I used to be a manager at Tesco supermarket beforehand.
Yeah.
But I was just kind of like, I don't think I want to spend the rest of my life doing this, and I just wanted to change up, but I wasn't really sure what I wanted to change up doing. Very much a go with the flow kind of gal. I don't think you need to stay in the same job forever. It doesn't scare me to just switch and change. So I was literally just looking around and I saw an opportunity in a hospital and I was like, yeah, let's just go for it. I looked into it. And at first I was a theatre support worker. So that's just kind of your basic healthcare worker. But I looked into their progressions and I kind of set my sights on being a scrub nurse. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to start here. I'm going to work my way up. And fortunately, I managed to jump on that boat fairly early within the first few months of working there. Hard work, guys, pays off. And I just kind of this is what I was going to do for the next period of my life. I don't know.
Okay, great. So basically, like it kind of boggles me because from managing a Tesco's, just a guy go, now going to be working as a scrub nurse, and like basically that is quite, like, to me that's quite daunting. That like shows some fearless characteristics. Just saying. Have you always been like this, or is this something which is manifested over the last few years?
I definitely say it's manifested. I got very interested in self-development. Ooh, how long ago? Probably a good 7 years ago.
Right.
And that's kind of what has like freed me, I'd say, a little bit. It's me more self-aware of myself and what I'm feeling. So although I was doing well as my job as a manager in a supermarket, I just feel that it wasn't right for me. And I was like, I don't know, after doing a lot of self-development, it just made me realize that if you're not enjoying something, why are you going to continue doing it? And it didn't really scare me that much to just try and do something else. I kind of looked into it and the progression that I wanted to end up versus where I started. So I kind of set out a plan of small attainable goals that I needed to hit to be able to get to where I wanted to be. I laid them out, did it, boom, reached that goal, and then eventually I changed again.
Well, there you go. Like, yeah, like, what happened 7 years ago to like, oh, okay, you know what, this is it. Need to set these goals, set my my agenda and everything like this to make it happen. What was the spark?
I have to actually say, working at Tesco, they have a really awesome plan for managers. They send you on like boot camps and like all these learning workshops, and working there was the place where I actually kind of got into self-development, because as a company, they actually really want to help develop you as an individual. So they put a lot into the managers to make them looking in to just knowing that you can always improve, even when you're at the top, that you've got to be open to these other ideas, how to interact with other people, how to set attainable goals. But I actually learned so much through working at Tesco. A lot of people are shocked by that, but
yeah, no, like
they
this
do
is
a lot for their startups. They're very good with that. Kind of just went into my own direction with what I learned there and just developed it over the years.
Because like this is the thing, for people out there who don't know, Tesco's is a supermarket chain, and like for you saying that about Tesco's, it is one of those things which is surprising, if you get what I mean, because people just think, okay, Tesco's supermarket, especially over here, not sort of like setting goals for managers and stuff like this to basically like, well, not putting in a sort of set career path or like personal goals, which made you like go, okay, you know what, I need to start taking up do more things for myself. It's
yeah, it's actually great. Again, though, it does depend on the individual if they take in that information and actually use it. So that's where you'll still get like great managers versus maybe some not so great. But I'm really thankful and appreciative that I did get the opportunity to work there, and which did open my eyes to everything. I've learned so many life skills through Tesco. It was a lot.
Well, you know what? Like, this is the thing. Doesn't matter where the knowledge comes from. You just got to make sure you're ready to drink it up and take it forward from there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So with this now, like you we met in Cambridge, UK. Now you live in Las Vegas. What brought you over to Vegas?
My husband, he is in the US Air Force. He, I'd say he's a fighter pilot. For anyone who doesn't really understand military terms, he's technically a wizzo, which is someone who sits in the back seat of he flies F-15 Strike Eagles, so he kind of more does navigation and bomb dropping. I know it sounds so legit. What did you do at work today?
That's yeah, what did you do to work today? Yeah, I called some people in
and a foreign country. And you, just yeah, flew around in F-15. Huh, huh, huh. That sounds exciting.
Yeah, great day. But yeah, he got a job opportunity out in Vegas. There's a weapons school here that the Air Force sends all their, I'd say, like, leaders from around the world in various areas. They send them to that school to make them even better leaders, and he teaches them. So he's a teacher at that school.
Dare I ask, is that school Top Gun?
Basically. Basically Top Gun, yeah.
Okay, right. You know what? I got the music playing in my head right now. Just like da, 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 da. No, but
that's what he looks like. He wears the aviators and everything.
Excellent, excellent. So, how long have you been over in the United States now?
It's definitely more than a year, but I think it's less than 2. I'm not 100% sure.
Time's flown by. Time's flown by. And with
and because we're in quarantine, I don't even know what the date is. So.
Oh, good grief! How is quarantine over there for you guys?
I'm very fortunate with the quarantine thing, because I am still able to work. I am working from home, but it still gives me somewhat of a routine and kind of normalcy that I think a lot of other people maybe aren't getting. So I've not reached the insanity stages yet. Plus, I really enjoy my own company, which a lot of people would be surprised about, but I think we're socially distant people anyway. So it's not been that bad for me, really.
It's like this is nice. This is nice. Oh,
yeah.
Don't come anywhere near me. Social distancing. That's even better.
Yeah. Well, like in the daytime, I'm always being around a lot of people, and I give people a ton of my energy all day. Yeah. So I always find I need to go home and just be alone and just regenerate. So I've always kind of just been this lone wolf that goes home, and suddenly I'm like antisocial. So kind of like all day.
It sounds like a joy.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's not that much different to my regular life.
You're with the free, you're with the free people you can actually like tolerate at the time, like your 2 dogs and your husband. There you go.
Yeah, pretty much. One of my dogs is right here, right now, just laying next to me.
Excellent, excellent. And and what are you doing for work right now? You say you're fortunate to work from home.
Yes. So I'm a studio manager and F45 training in Las Vegas. If no one knows what that is, it's a functional training studio. So F is functional, 45 is 45 minutes. So we do HIIT training, which is high intensity interval training, as well as resistance training. It alternates from day to day. We also do like hybrid workouts, which are a little bit longer, a mix of resistance and cardio in one session. So on a regular non-quarantine day, you'd have a live DJ on that day to give the hype and have a lot of fun. So I'm a trainer there, so I coach people, but Summerlin is my location. That's my other home. But right now I'm working from home, so the studio is my house.
Yes. And I wish I had a big house right now, garage, home gym, because it's like, all I've got to say, my withdrawal symptoms are starting to get real. But still, that's another story.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. One of the things, you're doing more functional training. Like when over in Cambridge, when you were doing prep, it was more sort of weight training you were doing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And how have you found the sort of changeover?
Yeah. So I've always been more a weight training kind of gal. That was like my passion. I did do strength. Well, my degree is sports therapy, and I did an add-on of strength and conditioning. So my interests mainly were form and technique and doing weights and resistance and building muscle. Never been a fan of cardio in the past. I come out to Vegas, I discover F45, thinking it was just going to be some easy little circuit place. I don't know. I take a class. I literally died, like threw up, nearly like passed out. It was like the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. However, the vibe of the like class, it's like a team environment. The slogan is team training, life changing. The team environment like releases this competitive person within yourself of where you're like, all right, if all these people can do it, I can do it. You just suddenly level up and you kind of start doing things that you didn't know you could do. So on a cardio day, I was doing like 30 burpees for a set, and I'm someone who would never probably even do 2. So in that environment, I was suddenly loving cardio. I was like, whoa, who am I? And I just started to become hooked, addicted to this new style of training. And now I can even do it by myself.
That's excellent. No, like one of the things with the lockdown over here, now I purchased myself a 20 kg kettlebell, so, and like basically some resistance bands, and yeah, I'm going to say, it's a wake up call for myself, just like going, okay, just let me just lie down in the front room and just let me go back to sleep. It's all good. It's like, yeah, it's very different.
Yeah. See, I'm used to it now, so I'm like, yes, I can still do this kind of workout.
Excellent. So with F45, it being a functional training place, is like what attracted you to that place? What attracted you to F45 to like start with?
Well, it wasn't actually by choice. When I first came over to America, no one recognized my certifications. So I was a qualified personal trainer, but we use a body, I guess you call it, called reps in England. Out in America, they use, that doesn't exist. There's something called like NASM or ACE. They have like different bodies, I guess. So no one knew what reps was. They're like, is that made up? Like,
yes.
Yeah. And also my any nursing things out in America, they don't count either. They're just totally different. You'd have to recertify. So I was a bit like, oh great, this was a waste of life. But fortunately, my husband, who's in the Air Force, his commander was married to the then manager of F45 in Summerlin, and he hooked me up, and she gave me an interview, and they had a British trainer there who was like, yeah, this is what I have too. And they were like, oh, okay, I guess you can work here.
It's like, yes, we have one Brit, another Brit with same certification. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she had to recertify back in the day, but she was like, no, this is legit. This is what we use in England.
Excellent.
Yeah, so they let me work there.
Perfect, no problem. So are you getting recertified over in the States, or are you just leaving that be for now because you're currently working?
Well, I have to, because they will have like expiry dates and you have to like renew them. So I have to renew it American style, but I'm currently doing that. I'm doing online stuff at the moment, and I'll just have to do the exam soon.
Oh yeah, because how long have you been studying for that? Because it seems like it's been a good chunk of time.
So I was one of them where I like started one, and then I got lost on the way to the exam and missed it. And then my mum got cancer, unfortunately. I went back to England.
Yeah.
I had to take care of her, and then I just totally fell off the wagon. So then I had to come back and purchase another one.
Oh God. Ooh. Wait, what type of investment is that? Hey.
Fortunately, in America, personal training qualifications are way cheaper. It's kind of on how much help you need. So if you don't need like a classroom or anyone to help you study, you can just pay for like the online materials, and you can just do self-study, and that's like $500, which I don't even know how much is that in pounds, maybe like 450, I don't know. But I know in England they start at like £1,000. So.
Yeah. Like, wow. Like $500. No, that's cheap. Very cheap.
Yeah, if you need more help, it does go up. But I mean, if you're like, you've already got the background, you've got the degree, you're not gonna. I mean, it's a lot more motivation to stick to it, but you're fortunate enough to already have the background. It's nice that you don't have to pay for the extras.
Excellent. And are you still doing training programs for people who want to compete in bikini, or are you now switching now to more functional with regards to the workouts you do?
Yeah, so I'm not really in the competing world anymore. My main expertise in that was posing, but the posing out here for bikini it's quite different, and I wouldn't feel confident in taking someone through that without actually getting lessons myself to learn it first. But my passion has kind of moved a little bit. I'm more about the actual health and fitness aspect. So people of all ages and body groups and fitness levels, just kind of getting them to realize what their goals are, what's important to them, help them list it out, and kind of actually get them there in terms of actual health and fitness rather than aesthetics, which is kind of more bodybuilding. So I've kind of just moved my passion into another area. I genuinely feel like I thrive a lot more off of someone who comes to me going, hey, I've got like type 2 diabetes. My doctor's told me if I don't change my life, I'm going to die. So I will then help them get on to a better path. I will educate them in nutrition. They're in this group environment. Everyone's together. It's a team environment. You've got people in their 60s, teenagers, people who are severely overweight, athletes, all doing the same workout, which can be adapted. But that means that I'm helping like a class of like 20 people, which I obviously check in with individually, and watching them all flourish and just hit their goals, change their lives completely, and to be part of all those journeys is so much more rewarding to me now. So I feel like I've just kind of shifted slightly what's kind of like important and what's more, I don't know, rewarding for me and to help others. Like my passion's to hype up others and really help them. And I kind of feel more drawn to this style than what I've been doing previously.
Yeah, you definitely sound more fulfilled with what you're doing along this side of things. I would imagine like trying to build a program for like people, especially with that sort of like pressure of like, I've got type 2 diabetes, or like, I've got this particular ailment, and if I don't like lose weight or get like more in shape, that the doctors are not giving me the best chances. That type of challenge is, sometimes monumental. But one of the things, if it was me, if a doctor came up to me when I had to change certain things, I think the nutrition side of things would be the more difficult side for me. The reason why I've never bodybuilded is the whole diet side. That is one of the things. It's like, that's just next level torture. If you ask me, next level torture. I couldn't do it, but oh, you tell me. So with this, and basically you seem to have landed quite well, like on your feet with regards to what, like something which is really bringing passion to you over in the States. What have you found have been some of the, how can I say, more challenging aspects of moving over to this?
Oh, yeah. So really culture. You think that another country that supposedly speaks English is the same language? It's not the same language.
Oh, God.
Like, even talking to you right now, I'm thinking in like my British terms, because when I talk to people here, I have to use American terms, otherwise no one kind of knows what I'm talking about. It's so strange, the amount of sentences and phrases that we technically make up in England. Like when someone questions them out here, I'm like, oh yeah, that doesn't really make sense.
Mm.
Because they're more like literal with their sentences. We're more like, I don't know, like figurative. I'm not really sure. But even saying the time at 6:30 to an American, that's 3. For us, it's 6:30.
Yeah. Or
Yeah,
11 after
literally
the hour.
6:30.
Yeah. No, when they go 11 after or 15 after, it's like,
Yeah.
what? It's
Yeah,
11
even in
minutes.
England as well, we use the 24-hour clock. We start that at a young age. Over
Yeah.
here, it's military. So if you say like 1600, everyone's like, what does that mean?
Just look at
I'm
you.
like, why does no one know the 24-hour clock out here?
I'm just telling you the time. Come on. It's like, oh.
Right?
Yeah. It's like, it's how we
Yeah.
differentiate from morning and the afternoon or night. It's like, if I went 8 o'clock, when?
Yes, and there's no confusion as to whether it's the evening or the morning. But yeah, and even like spellings as well, we spell stuff differently. Also, the way that maybe I come across, I kind of have to change it up a little bit. Sometimes British people, I'd say, are a little bit more direct, and it can come across rude. Whereas in England, like, I don't know, we're just a bit more to the point, I'd say. One time as well that really gets me. It's not
Okay.
really a term, but
Oh,
in
there you go.
America, if you're walking past someone, it doesn't matter if they're in your way, but if you're walking past them, you say, excuse me. And I'm like, oh, because in England, you only say, excuse me, if they're in your way.
Get out of the way. It's like,
Yeah, so we'll be like, oh, excuse me, because they're in the way, they move out the way. In America, they walk past you and just say, excuse me, and you're like, I think I'm in their way, so then I step into their way, and then I'm like, oh, you didn't have to say like anything to me, because I don't know,
oh,
it's
yeah.
the one thing. And then everyone thinks I'm rude out here because I don't say it as I walk past, because I'm like, I don't really get why I'm saying excuse me if no one's in my way.
Oh, yeah, but like, but you're gonna have to, like, I look at America and like this is the whole thing. I'm predominantly went down the East Coast of America, so from Boston all the way down to Washington,
Yeah.
D.C. Like, but even in the states
Yeah.
of America, it's so extremely different. It's like, you know, so you're like,
Oh, yeah, that's true.
you're like,
Yeah.
you're like going, okay, you guys operate very much
Actually,
differently.
yeah.
Yeah, you go, oh. But you're on the same coast. You're an hour or two away. You go, oh, but yeah, got to say, America, it's a great place. Like it and all, but yes.
Yeah, I went to New York at Christmas, and
Ah,
yeah, in New York, people are definitely not the same as Las Vegas.
oh no, they'll walk over you. Like if you're not walking at that blistering pace, they'll walk literally over you. God.
They'll put you in front of a train.
No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't push you in front of a train because that motor sorry would stop that train from running, and they need to get places.
Right, and that would get in the way of their day.
Yeah.
Yes.
They'll push you down some stairs away from the train. Yeah, but yeah. Oh man, how was New York City? Because I haven't been there since 2007. It's been a little bit of time for me.
Yes. I'm probably one in a million. I personally didn't really enjoy New York, but I'd say most people do. So if anyone's listening to this, don't let it like deter you or anything. You have to make your own experiences out there. But I don't know. I feel like people bigged it up so much that maybe I was expecting more than what New York could give me.
Yeah, okay.
There's a lot of things to see, but they're very expensive. To like just go at the top of one of the buildings and just like look around, it's maybe like $80. Like, why is it that expensive? It's like, cool, I can see the city.
What?
That's it. That was worth 80. No.
Which building was that? Because I went to the top of the Empire State Building.
Yeah.
Can't remember how much I paid. It wasn't that much, but $80.
Yeah, it's changed since 2007.
Okay, right, fair enough.
Or maybe it was for both of us. I just remember thinking that everything was so expensive, but everything in New York's more expensive because I think they make more money there than a lot of places, therefore they can charge more for things.
Yeah. like New York, when it comes to food, it's quite cheap. You can like have food, everything like that. From when I went, it was like quite cheap for food. But like if you go to a bar or a club or anything like this, you blink twice and that's $200 gone in an instant. You got you got to watch out for that. Just like, yeah, I was like, okay, what happened?
Yeah.
Mm. And
Well,
like,
actually, saying that, on the Las Vegas Strip,
yeah.
it's that expensive. But I don't really go there that much, so whatever. But if you want to get one drink at the pool on the Strip, it's going to cost you about $50.
Okay. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Wow. The Strip must be kind of, how can I say, um, surreal. Would that be the right word to use for the Las Vegas Strip? Because yeah, how would you describe
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Ooh, I think I've lost you. Hello.
It's only about 25-30 minute drive from my house.
Mm.
And it is incredible. Like whoever thought it up, they're amazing.
Mm.
There is two strips though. So there's old Las Vegas, where
Yeah.
it was originally also known as Fremont Street, which is it's more my scene. It's probably more where the locals would go as well.
Mm.
It's more like an open like street party. It's a little cheaper. Everyone's friendly. There's a lot of random attractions to like look at. And just do. It's just a fun time to like walk around. So that's where it was originally. And then it kind of moved over a little bit, I believe, because back in the day where there was like taxes, the new Vegas, it was slightly out of the state or whatever, or wherever the line was, where
Yeah.
it was more expensive. So they were paying less to build their hotel there. So the new strip developed along there, which is now the Las Vegas Strip, but it's technically the new one. But yeah, that bit's more obscene. It's way more expensive, but it is awesome. It is always fun. There's always things to do. You can even walk down the strip and have a good time. So, and it's legal to drink on the street all day. So
Really? Okay.
yeah,
Like,
you just
wow.
take your drink around with you.
That is crazy because I swear, when when I was a snotty nosed teenager, like first time, hello doggy. When I was a snotty nosed teenager, over in the States for the first time, I was sitting in Washington D.C. subway. It was like brand new.
Mm-hmm.
I was hungry beforehand. Went to a Popeyes, had my chicken, chips, had my little like biscuit as I there with a little gravy, like sitting on the platform on the bench. Yum yum yum, munch munch munch. It's like, this is heaven. Nice hot sunny day. And then over the tannoy, I was like, could the gentleman who is eating food please stop?
What?
I was like, nah, couldn't be talking to me. And then it was like, can the gentleman who's eating food, like, and then they went, yeah, in the blue t-shirt and the red trousers. I was like,
really cool.
I was like, please stop. Like, I just was like, okay, close the bag. And then 5 minutes later, this guy walked down the platform, who is dressed in uniform, up to me, and took away my Popeyes. He's just like, yeah, you like give it to me. it's like took it away.
You can't eat in public?
No, you can't eat on the Washington D.C. subway. When I was there.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So this is one of those things about the different states. It's crazy. Drinking in public, yeah. If you did that, I think in New York State, or depending where you are, yeah, I don't think you'll be able to do that. But doing it on the strip, fantastic. Oh my.
Yeah. You get like one of those really big slushy things, and if you keep the cup, then you get a cheaper refill.
Okay, fair enough. I shall use all of these tips if I'm out in Las Vegas in the near future. Like, yeah. Well, like basically, what is like? Do you have like a sort of 3-year, 5-year plan for while you're over in the States to what you might be doing next? Or
Do you know what? I keep mine kind of more close to a year, because with being married to someone in the military, you can't guarantee where you're going to be in 3 years. So currently the plan is to be here at least another 3 years, but you never know, it could change. But I guess as well, that's also opened my mind to change. I am open to trying new things. However, I think I would definitely keep in fitness. It's obviously my passion, but probably keep in the sort of group fitness scene, because I like how you can affect people more on a mass level, and you have like a whole team of you. Like the studio I go to has like 310 people, so that's like 300 people that we take care of, and between us make sure they hit their goals. It's intimate enough to keep checking up on them and to make them all feel valued individually, but it's not too many that you couldn't keep tabs. So if I worked in like a big box gym where there was maybe 1,000 or whatever, I wouldn't know half of them. Whereas this place, I kind of know everyone on a personal level. We're keeping them all on track, but it's not, if you're working alone doing personal training, it's not like, because you always want to help more people. So it doesn't, I find as well, when you do it on your own, you tend to want to help everyone, but you start to get to the point where you have too many people and the quality goes down maybe a little bit, and you're stressed out. And so I quite like having a team of people that can help me help other people on a bigger scale, if that makes sense.
Basically being a member of a team, a greater entity, to basically share your expertise with as many people as possible to make sure they can maximize their efforts on a day-to-day basis.
Yes, but also have that personal touch, that it is personalized to them still. It's not just like one plan fits all.
Absolutely. So with basically the lockdown and how that's affected, I would say, the fitness industry on a global scale, where people are not being able to get in. How you say you've been working at home, how have you been getting that done on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, well, we adapted fairly quickly, fortunately. So from the day where the studio closed, at first it was, we couldn't have people come in. So at first, from the very first day, we just went online. Like, we just last minute worked like the longest day in the world to just plan and get these online workouts done. So we were doing them from the studio originally, but they needed to combine. So my owners, they own like 2 studios in Las Vegas. They needed to combine us. Obviously, they have less money coming in, so it wasn't really efficient having 2 separate studios operating. So they needed to merge us, but then with the whole social distancing, it wasn't really good for us to have like a whole other team mix in with us, as bringing extra bodies in. So we decided to just stay home. You can work maybe in a pair or have a couple people who you frequently coach with. But as our 2 studios, we now just have like a Google document where we put our names in of where we're going to coach from our homes, making sure that it has like a good backdrop. We've borrowed some equipment if needed to kind of show people how to work out. We've also got a ton of household items. So we're showing people how to use any household items as weights so they can still get the resistance gains. And then I kind of do the office work from home, so where I'm like checking in with members, doing all the customer service, planning out what's going to happen. I do that from my home, like it was like being in an office, I guess. So we kind of adapted quickly. I'm not going to say it was easy and not stressful, because it definitely was. And everyone was definitely a little bit emotional, but we did it. We're doing it.
No, this is the thing. What I've noticed, there are a few friends. Hello. There are a few friends out there who I've got in the whole sort of realms of personal training, and seeing how some of them have adjusted. It's interesting, to say the least, because some, I'd say, people who do functional fitness have basically adapted the best to it, whereas people who have to rely on the weight side of things, I'd say they're going through a little bit more of a harder time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, what I've noticed is I think there'll be a number of people who will carry on with the sort of either doing it over Zoom or doing it over Skype. I think that might be a new thing, which is definitely going to be here to stay going forward. I can imagine.
Yeah, I think as well. Some people flourish. Some people have flourished going online and are maybe even slightly better at coaching online. And then some people who are great coaches in person maybe haven't adapted that well and kind of lost their quality of it. So I think it really depends on the person. I think I'm pretty fortunate that I feel like I have maintained my level of quality. But that said, working in a group where you have a ton of trainers, it is difficult to have the conversations with some where it's like, we have to have this quality, and if you're not delivering it, then unfortunately you're not going to be able to continue online, because the members are still kind of paying for a quality service. So, like, as sad as it would be, you just can't, you can give them everything they need, the tools to try and like get them there, but if we're not gonna deliver a high level, then obviously members are going to go elsewhere. So that's also one of the difficulties with moving your company online when you have a lot of trainers.
Yes. No, I totally understand. Like, if there was, say, 3 things you could change within the realm of fitness, what would those 3 things be?
Like, as a whole?
As a whole, personally, or just something you might personally want to go, yeah, this is what I'd really like to change about fitness.
You often, I don't know if you can. Okay, I think I can hear you.
Yeah, you froze for a second. There was a point you were like, this.
Hanging out with myself. Same with you. I was like, I'm just hanging out with myself.
I was like, okay, is she still there? Did she hear me? Yeah. So what would those 3 things be, let's say, which would bring changes to in the fitness industry?
Well, okay. So for like my role personally, being working in a studio, I think it would be awesome if we could change the whole competitiveness. I know we need to be competitive to get members, but I think it would be awesome if we could more work together and promote each other and like bounce off each other to like bring up our memberships, more of like collaboration. Because when you work in studios, it can be super competitive, but a lot of the times the studios have different things to offer. So I think it'd be cool if you could like maybe create more interrelationships or partnerships where you can promote other things. Yeah, the culture of like you're doing our one thing and that one thing only. Like, I'm not such a fan of that. I understand that people like to change around and bounce around, but yeah. Another thing is as well is like maybe judging and insulting other methods or techniques that you haven't personally tried or done yourself, or even if you don't like it, just because you seem to like, I don't know, love weightlifting doesn't mean that everyone should. So some people's whys are just totally different. Some people are doing it for just health. Some people are doing it for aesthetics. So I just think sometimes a lot of people are quick to judge other modalities or methods of fitness. So it'd be nice if I was a little more open-minded. Number 3, what could it be? I don't know. I can't think of another one.
No, like 2 will be fine. 2 will be fine. Yeah, I've got to say, yeah. And I would say with the sort of, I think it's one of those problems with gyms across the world, wherever you are, when it comes to the sort of personal training side, there was always this sort of air of competition because everyone's trying to, like, they've got either gym rent to pay or basically they've got to fulfill their hourly quota. And because like, I don't know if it works the same over in the US, where basically personal trainers are individual contractors in many respects in that gym. So they've got to basically find their own clients within that environment. And so supporting and being there for someone else, that it's a case of they're not going to, like, it sometimes doesn't serve them their best interests in some regards, but if they did work together a little bit more, it might work out better, but no one's willing to try that, if you get what I mean. So it's difficult.
Because if you go on like a long vacation, all your clients are going to be gone forever unless you maybe have a partnership with someone else.
Just like, hey, they're only gone for a couple of weeks, work out with me. When they come back, you can go back to them, vice versa.
Yeah, but then you got that, maybe they'll prefer them and stay with them.
You're the one shooting down your change right now, not me. I'm trying to give you.
Yeah, I know. No, but I mean, if you already had like a group of where you worked maybe with 2 other people, then they wouldn't leave you because you'd just already have that.
Yes. Good save. As for sort of doing other things with like fitness, I've got to say with this lockdown, me doing kettlebell and resistance bands workouts, good God. It sort of highlights how functionally unfit I am, if you get what I mean. It's different. Give me 130 kg like bench press, I'll be like lift it for days, no problem. But give me about an hour with a kettlebell, and I'll just like, hey, let me just crawl over here and just rest. I refer back to what I said before. Let me just rest. I can't.
Oh yeah. We've had tons of guys come to F45 just assuming like the resistance day is going to be super easy because the weight's kind of lighter, but what they don't realize is sometimes you only get 10 seconds of rest and you got to do a ton of sets. So it's like you're so out of breath and you actually cannot lift heavier because you're like, I'm gonna die.
Oh yes, I know that feeling too well. I'm already looking at like maybe I should get some more kettlebells. It's mental. No, today I was doing what was I doing today? Single arm thrusters with a 20 kg kettlebell. I was doing goblin squats as well as kettlebell swings, and resistance bands stuff as well.
Nice.
Just like you say nice, I say painful. It's like poor legs. It's like poor everything. But with regards to the lockdown now, what would you what book or TV show would you recommend someone like reading or watching over this lockdown period?
Okay, first of all, a Netflix series which I've really started liking is Schitt's Creek. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's spelled SCHITTS, I think. Schitt's Creek. It's just so funny. It's like about a family that are very entitled. They have a ton of money, but they end up having to live in this town called Schitt's Creek and really just have to live a poor man's life, I guess. And it's like their adjustment to it. And it's, I don't know. Maybe people are living that right now because, we had a little bougie life, but if you've lost your job, probably got to like tone it down a little bit. But it's also funny and lighthearted because I just think in these times we need to maybe watch things that are a little bit more upbeat. If we're watching all the doom and gloom and staying at home all day, you can maybe get into this cycle of staying in bed and not kind of ever leaving it.
That's not me, I promise.
Also, I tend to love audiobooks, mostly because I was always really busy, so I'd always listen to them when I walk the dogs or when I drive around, but I kind of just stick with them now, so I like to clean the house whilst listening to an audiobook. One I'm listening to now is called How to Unfuck Yourself. I know.
Like I got to say, both like that TV show and that book, yeah,
Right.
titles I don't think I would ever forget
Thank you.
anytime soon.
Yeah. So that one is kind of, I guess it's like a self-development style. It's more kind of like, it's more into just not being a victim. So that could be awesome for lockdown when you kind of lose sight of all the good things you have going for yourself. Sometimes we can just focus on the negatives and think we have it bad when really we probably do have it good and we're winning at a lot of things. We're just not focusing on them.
Yep.
So he's very direct. He's Scottish. He's very much like, don't listen to this if you're easily offended. But it's I don't think it's offensive. It's just a way of showing us to not take things personally, to look outside the box, appreciate what we do have going for ourselves, and realize that it is in our own power to how we react to things, and that maybe we think things are happening to us because of external factors, but it could kind of be more our own decisions and what decisions we make. So that's the one I'm listening to right now. A lot of my other ones probably aren't great for people because it becoming the manager at F45 training, I had to kind of learn how to be a salesman. So most of mine are kind of like on sales.
Hey, no, there's nothing wrong with sales. Put it this way, when we come out of this, I think there's going to be plenty of people which are going to need some like sales skills to get themselves back up on there, you know?
But fanatical prospecting is probably my favorite because he has a voice that's really easy to listen to. It's quite upbeat. Never Split the Difference is good, but I think it's difficult to like stay engaged because his voice for me is just a bit like, so I have to listen to it in really small sections. Otherwise my mind's like, what am I going to have for dinner tonight?
Yes, I'm listening to this gentleman, but I feel like my mind is drifting far away.
Yeah, I have a short attention span, so I need things that are quite like upbeat and like that keep me engaged. Otherwise, I just have to. If you do have a short attention span and audiobooks maybe are a new thing, I used to think that too. Start listening to them in like 10-minute sections and just build up, and then after a while, you'll find you can listen a lot longer.
Oh, there you go. That's some excellent advice right there. Now, yes, now basically, if you want a book which is going to be self-motivating, really good. Let me see. Do you know David Goggins?
No.
Okay. You need to like get his audiobook. David Goggins, Can't Hurt Me. Yeah, like basically, how can I put it? He is Navy. All I can see is your dog's nose right there. That's like, yeah.
He's like, pet me.
Yeah, he's like, dog sitting there so proudly. He is a former Navy SEAL. Basically did ultra running, like his story from when he was a kid. Let's just say he has gone through the ringer quite a bit. But when he's talking about mental development, like basically self-motivation, yeah, if you got David Goggins in your corner, you're not gonna, you can't lose. You shouldn't lose.
Oh, gotta add him to my list.
Yes, but hey, have you seen Tiger King? Please say you have.
Yeah, I haven't finished it yet, but I had to jump on the boat.
Yeah, no. Like, how many episodes have you seen?
I've seen quite a few. I'm at the point where he's on his second marriage.
Okay. Yeah. Like this is the whole thing. When you've got a drug dealer from Cuba coming across at this moment in time as the best person on the whole show, you're like, yeah, like you seem to be the moral center of this whole thing. Everyone else is just wow. Got to say, I do love that show.
From the beginning, I'm like, why are you so fixated on this Carol girl? Like, I know that they're like almost kind of competing. Like, whether she killed her husband or not is none of his business.
Yeah, no, put it this way. If she ever listens to this, I believe you're innocent. Don't come after me. Don't come anywhere near me because, wow.
I'm like, maybe she did, maybe she didn't, but it's nothing to do with me. So I don't really care.
Yeah.
So I was like, why is he so obsessed? Like, find something yourself to be obsessed over.
Well, yeah, like this is the, that guy. You just think, you look at him and you go, wow.
Right?
It's like, wow. Only if this was fiction. And you're like, oh no, it happened in real life. It's a real thing. What went down?
Yeah, it doesn't seem real that people like that whole situation and people like that actually maybe even exist. I'm
No.
like, oh, every time, okay.
Yeah, you're like, this did happen. This existed. Oh my God! It can't get worse than this. No. Oh wait, it is getting worse. Oh my God, no! Please say it doesn't get worse than that.
Yeah. But at the same time, we do have to appreciate that the show may portray people in a certain way, and we don't know these people personally, so we shouldn't really judge them. We don't know their journeys or anything like that. So we got to keep it from an outsider point of view, that maybe if you were put on a show that wanted to portray you in a certain way and say all your flaws, people might not like you either. So let's not be too judgy.
No, you know what? Yeah, yes, you're right. You're right in saying that, but those people be crazy. It's like,
depends on what you think crazy is.
Yes. There. Right. Yeah. Wow. It's been over an hour. Let me just say this. Where can people find you on social media and all of that? If you're on the realm of self-promoting?
I'm pretty much all over the gram. You see what I did there? I'm down with the kids. The gram, did we say that? So my handle on the gram is Kay's Fitness Journal. So Kays Fitness Journal.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the place where I'm on my stories. I post stuff on the wall. Facebook, I'm not really on it. I tend to just use it to, and I'd maybe link my on there too. And I don't really use much else. I'm dabbling in TikTok at the moment, but
You're on TikTok?
Well, I wasn't on it personally. One of the our other studio, Henderson, the assistant manager there, made a profile through them, and I was like jumping in some of the videos, and I was like, okay. So I haven't actually made my own profile, but the app is downloaded and I've featured in some. So you never know. It might happen. Depends how this quarantine goes.
I can see you now being a TikTok star. Yeah, okay. What I'll make sure to put your Instagram in the description and on the podcast. So yes, everyone can find you. That'll be exceptional. Yeah, when you do launch your TikTok, let me know. And yes, I'll definitely put you out there as well. Yeah, I can see you doing your whole dancing around type thing, which you like.
That's what I'm known for.
Well, yes, let's just say if you're given an excuse or opportunity, well, just any opportunity, yeah, you're there with your whole dance move. There's like.
Literally, it's what I'm known for in my classes as well. I'm known as like the crazy one.
No, I can't.
But it's in a good way, I hope.
Yes, it's in a good way. Okay, what I'm gonna say now is, Kay, thank you very much for doing this today. It's been, it has been fun chatting to you. It's been far too long, but yes, no doubt I must really hit you up again for a podcast sometime in the near future. You never know. But yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. And yeah, I say stay safe, stay well, and be awesome. Just wait right there 1 second. I'm just going to end this recording now.
Thank you.
No worries, guys. Thank you very much for listening, watching. I hope you have a great day. And yes, by all means, I look forward to seeing and speaking to you in the near future. Anyway, bye-bye. Fairly well. Yay.
Bye.
Peace.